Tesla's kind of at a crossroads right now. They're learning very quickly how to do business in China, and I think they're finding it's a little bit different than the rest of the world. In the U.S., they moved very quickly. And with far less of a focus on quality, certainly as we see in the J.D. Power Quality Awards, and less of a focus on service. But now as they're expanding in China, I think they're going to have to focus more on reputation and changing things up perhaps a little bit than how they've done things in the U.S.
So we know that there's a lot of growing competition with Chinese EV brands. They made a big splash at the Shanghai Auto Show. What stood out to you?
Well, I think, first of all, the Zeekr 01, I think, was a fantastic model. It's an exciting new brand coming from Geely, so I think it's going to be quite a showstopper when it arrives. 500 horsepower, a lot of fun. Additionally, you have the Xpeng P5 out there, also another electric vehicle, and even the Audi A6 e-tron. So Audi now turning over their flagship A6 model to fully electric.
Oh, pretty huge. I want to draw you back to Tesla for a moment. You talked about its brand in China. Will Tesla remain Tesla, or could it be replaced eventually by some of the domestic EVs? What would you consider Tesla's direct competitor in China?
Well, certainly NIO comes to mind. Xpeng also, jumps out. Tesla is the leader, the global leader in EVs, and so as the EV market develops, I mean, Chinese EV market is 9% of all sales right now, which compared to the U.S., where it's not even approached 3%, it's an enormous market. And Elon Musk has stated this week that the Model Y could potentially be the #1 selling vehicle on the globe by as early as next year. And so they have big plans for global, but the only way they're going to get there is by succeeding in China. And so they're going to target the Chinese market, but others are going to come up. Tesla's position is not a guarantee. They're going to have to work and continue to develop to maintain their position.
Well, according to U.S. President Joe Biden, China is taking the lead in EV market and technologies. What is your take on that statement?
Well, as a matter of fact, President Biden is on TV tonight outlining some of his plans for how he wants to keep America at the forefront of these new energy technologies, including battery production and including EV production as well. And part of the goal there is to catch up to where China is. I mean, 75% of all battery capacity today in the industry is coming from China. So China is clearly a leader in these technologies today. And President Biden is trying to put the U.S. on a different track and to not only catch up, but to an attempt to surpass.